Okay, well, I just had a dream. Oh dear. Well, that was a disturbing dream. I was getting on a train and my son was on it and I wasn't on it yet quite. And it was the end of the train, the back. And I called to him, I said, get off the train, get off, jump now. But he couldn't quite work out what I was saying or realise he had to do it instantly. He probably thought, oh, I must pick up the things. And the train sailed out. And of course it's back in England, in my mind, in this dream. And he was young. And it didn't occur to me, just drive to the next station where the train will stop. You know, I mean, well, with an English train, you probably couldn't beat the train. They go quite fast. Well, compared to the way we drove anyway in those days, you know. I could drive like a maniac, I suppose. But anyway, this didn't get to me. I didn't think of this. Perhaps I didn't have a car in the dream, who knows. You have no idea the frustration. And then it occurs to me he could get off at the next station. You know, well, of course, if he does, I mean, I didn't think at the time, but how does he get back and, you know, etc. It's strange because when I was young, I got on the wrong train at one point and my ticket didn't take it to where I was going. And it went much further to the terminus in London. And of course I just said to the ticket chap, mind you, I was 12 or 13. Yeah, 12 or 13. I just said, you know, I got on the wrong train and I need to go back. And of course they just put me on the train going back. There was no problem. And of course no parents knew, so there was no worry. You know, I didn't have mum at home having kittens, you know, I mean, frightened, wondering what to do. But the desperation in this dream and the frustration of I couldn't find a directory, it wasn't, now it was changed, of course. The dream was strange, aren't they? It wasn't British Rail I was looking for, it's got to be New Zealand Railway Station. Well, of course, British New Zealand Rail's almost non-existent, I mean, but this was a dream, you know, it was just what you expect. And I couldn't find the number, I couldn't get through. I went to a lady to help there was some function on at the university I was at, and in a sort of, you know, information place, and she not entered into the urgency of it at all. Oh, the desperation and the frustration and worrying about my boy and missing opportunities like, you know, why didn't I think to phone immediately? And then, of course, the obvious, isn't it? Why not ask at the station to phone ahead? I mean, you name it. I mean, the stress. And I woke from the dream just a few minutes ago. And the tension and the loss and the concern. And I had to say to myself, it was a dream, Marshall. And yesterday with Aria, my daughter, it was a dream in a way, wasn't it? I mean, it turned out all right in the sense that, well, Mum did get her in the end, you know, as I was tracking her down the street in the car. And you know, it could have turned out really badly. I mean, she could have stepped under a car crossing the road without obeying the traffic rules and that, but she's an intelligent 12-year-old, and despite the fact that she was freaking out, walking home, all this, you know, anger and so on, she had a mind on her head and she was fine. She got across. Well, I saw her running across one of the junctions, but yeah, okay. Anyway, she made it. So God showed to me in the dream how much my daughter means to me. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. And it took a dream to do it. I mean, I was concerned enough in the actions yesterday, in real life, I was concerned enough. What do I do to keep her safe? And I was keeping my cool, but I was concerned. But the emotional reality in the dream, the concern, the frustration, the fear, you could say, my boy's on the train without me. Oh dear. So it is, isn't it, with all the tragedies that you could have in life. You don't know how much it means to the person until it happens. And in the dream just now, it happened. And I now know just how much she means to me. Okay, it wasn't her and it wasn't in the same context, but it was good enough to show how important it was to me. And don't know what to make of it other than that. Just thought I ought to tell you. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Oh, let me just squeeze in this as a note. You do notice that what was the difference in the dream? There was no thought of God. And I just now reviewing the dream, I missed that point. There was no thought of God. I was coping with it as a secular person used to cope. And it was hell compared to how I coped with yesterday, even in the reality. Well, they were both reality, of course, at the time. The dream seemed like a reality just now. When I was dreaming it. But I handled reality much better yesterday. In a sense, far less favourable circumstances. I mean, in this particular case, reality, my daughter's angry with me, and my ex-wife will make mince of me if she can. I mean, I'm not deluded. She hates me. I can't imagine why. Such a lovely man. But there you go. Oh, the ego of Marshall. That was the trouble, wasn't it? I think it must have been the ego. It's not ego, It's the love of God. And it made yesterday something I could cope with. Whereas in the dream, without God, I could not cope with it. And all the emotion was there. I wasn't running the emotion yesterday. I was just very earnestly trying to make sure that things turned out at least not worse than they need be. It seemed bad, but I must keep a cool here, and I should try and mobilize my ex-wife to cooperate in this, and she did, bless her. She did exactly what was right. She did exactly as I said to her. Don't cross the junction. Stay your side. I'll be my side. She'll cross the road. And I don't know, perhaps I didn't actually see the contact for meeting because I was having to drive at that point. But it was, the point is she's in one piece, and that's more important than anything else, isn't it? But do you see, the real lesson was not that at all, Marsha. It was to remind you what it is for the world to cope with the problems of the world. And it's far worse. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't a breeze yesterday. I didn't enjoy the episode. My goodness, it was serious. But it wasn't the trauma of the dream, the anxiety, the emotions, the concern, the worry, the frustration. Because, of course, I was thinking it with God, wasn't I? I mean, I won't quite say every step of the way, but much of it, I can tell you, the next problem immediately arose to me. What's the best option here? Think of it in godly terms. Keep your cool. God has this. Don't make it worse. Minimize collateral damage, etc., etc. I've got to go now. It's 8:28, and I hope my daughter's going to be taken to school by her dad. I'll let you know. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.